Hey, yeah, we in the front row and it's so live. Got the best view, VIP courtside. Hey, it's going down, everybody so hype. High school to the pros, now we in the front row. Hey, thank you for tuning in to the show. Hey, now we ballin', homie, you already know. Hey, it's going down, everybody so hype. High school to the pros, now we in the front row. Hey, now we in the front row. Yeah, now you.
Hard work. Bring my LaMelo stay the hell out there. Melo to the money.
And we're here, myself again, Fredo Cervantes, in the front row, where we give you the best view in sports here. I'm here with one of the assistant coaches from Shnacks. Of course, if you guys saw our previous interview with Shireen Ryan, you pretty much know who this young man is here. Go ahead and let the people know again.
Harry Holmes Jr.
Harry Holmes Jr. here. So, Harry, talk to me a little bit about the win today. I mean, like, we talked a little bit post game about how the game changed in the second half. Well, what happened in the first half?
Our guys came out ready to play. They hit shots early, knocked down threes. That was like the first part of the first quarter. And then the second quarter, they picked up speed. And, the game of basketball is about runs. So they went on their runs, and we went on ours. But it was back and forth in the first quarter.
And did you see something with the refs? Because it seemed like the refs, sometimes the refs are up and down. And whether the whistles aren't working, they're blowing or not. What was it? Do you ever have any situations with the refs here?
Well, refereeing is tough, even for players, because, you want calls and you feel like calls aren't being made. But on all levels, the refereeing, it's almost like cops. You can't really say anything. Once they make a call, you pretty much have to live with it. So as a coach, I try to tell the players, let us talk to the referees. And so it actually affected one of our players tonight, today, or getting a technical foul. But, the referees, it seems like they show favoritism at times, but it just seems like that because the same call will go on the other end and they won't call it, and it goes both ways. So, but, yeah, the referees is a tough thing to
Hey, we want to go ahead. The little man here is trying to get something from the pocket, right?
Yeah.
Is it money?
Yeah.
You're giving away money, too?
Yeah, this guy, Huh, son, go ahead.
Here it is.
Christian, grab the change.
But yeah,
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. I mean, gotta take care of the little one. Gotta get him some snacks, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, so let's talk a little bit about now the second half. You know, the transition. What was that conversation that you guys had with the coaching staff that now passed over to the players to go ahead and improve in the second half?
Well, Coach and I was speaking, and he was saying that we're running too many. We weren't running enough sets. Like the players were coming down doing what they wanted to do, and so we pretty much slowed them down and got them into an offensive set and got more strategic and detailed in what we wanted to do offensively instead of letting the guys just come out and just shoot the ball up like they were doing for a little bit. So once we got it nailed down and said, you know what, guys, this is what we're going to do on offense, get into a set and run this. Pretty much you guys saw what Eli did. So we just kept going with what worked, and Eli just proved why he's a great player.
And what is it that makes him a great player in Eli Scott? Because, I mean, every game that we've seen, he's always dominating in the paint. He can just do it all, and his footwork is amazing. Like, what is it about Eli Scott that makes him so great?
It seems like he looks for the contact. He's not a guy that's shying away from the contact, and he knows how to position his body after contact is made. It's funny, we was actually joking about, if he wanted to play football or tight end, somebody would pay him big bucks to be a tight end because he loves the physicalness and the banging of the bodies. He really likes that, and so it's really tough for a defender to stop that once he gets his body into you because he's pretty athletic too. So yeah, he's a tough matchup.
And what about today's performance with LaMelo Ball? Very, again, impressive as well. It seemed like today you guys kind of limited his minutes towards the second half. What was the decision on that?
Well, we never want to limit Melo's minutes, but he was in foul trouble, so we weren't trying to have him foul out. You guys saw even when he got in at the last little bit, he got that quick foul in 30 seconds that got him out the game. So we were sitting trying to maintain his foul counts because they were calling it kind of tight. So we were just trying to keep him playing in the game.
And what are we looking for next week? Your next matchup for next week here. What else are we expecting from you guys?
Well, we have some of our guys playing in the TBT, the $1 million tournament. So we're missing Marvell and Sean and Jordan Faison, and I think Big O as well. But yeah, our same thing is lock down on defense. We have guys that can score, but pretty much if you can't lock down on defense and stop your guy, that's pretty much what's keeping guys on the bench or not keeping them on the court. So our team is full. We're stacked. So we more or less just have to play defense. So our main focus and talk amongst the coaches is who's going to lock down on defense and then crash the boards because we're going to be small this weekend coming up.
Okay, so let me ask you one of the last questions here. I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but can we expect the Shnacks to be in the championship game here in the Drew League in a couple weeks?
Oh, man, it's so many superstitions on saying this and saying that. I'm going to say if we do what we're supposed to do, we'll be there. If we lock down on defense and rebound the ball, because the game of basketball is more than just shooting the ball and making shots. It's about the little things. So if we can do the little things on the court, you guys will see us in the championship.
And there it is. That's coming from Mr. Harry, assistant coach here with this Shnacks. Appreciate your time, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Ready? All right, here we're back with myself, Fredo Cervantes, here within the front row where we give you the best view in sports. I'm here with the head coach of the Shnacks with Gary Clark. Gary, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing, man. Just finished a chance to watch you guys here dominate once again, now improving to, I believe, 7-1. 7-1, if I'm not wrong here. What went wrong in the game in the first half? Because I saw something. It was very close in the first half, and it seemed something was kind of off. What was that?
Well, I like to give respect to the other team because there's a lot of good players out there. So I don't want to just say, hey, we're doing things wrong. You got some good players playing in the other side. So we came out. We came out hitting shots, playing well, made a lot of threes. So, the other team had a slow start, but once they got it going, we realized we were in a game. So just respect to them.
Yeah. So what was it that you noticed after they made some moves and a couple of things to kind of come back into the game? And in the second half, it just seemed like you guys kind of took over. What was it that you saw as a coach to switch your game plan here in the second half?
Well, at the end of the day, you have competitors. And, basketball is basketball. And I always feel like my team wants to win more than the other team. So you really just put it out there for the guys, put them in situations where they could be successful. We thought that we have an advantage with Eli on the block. That helped us a lot. Sean Marshall stepped up and hit some shots. Marvell, he played big in the second half. But really, it's just about having heart and then just competing. So.
Yeah, so one of the things, I was in the second half, I was right behind your bench, so I was seeing all the activity that was going on in your bench and just looking at how you communicate with your players while they're still on the bench. Like, how's that relationship of you as a coach with your players here, even though they're not on the court, you're still communicating and trying to teach them about the game? And how did that come about from you and yourself becoming a coach?
Well, it's an ongoing conversation throughout the game. You see the plays, and it's really hard to communicate to players while they're on the court. So if you see something that you want your players to know, or you want to drive a point home, you see it happen, and then you relate that to your players, and you let them know what you saw. So one of the good things I like about my team is that we communicate. It's not just me telling them what they see, is what I see is them telling me what they see as well, and that communication is always an open portal. So you see me having a conversation with a guy on the bench, hey, I'm listening too half the time, and guys having a conversation with me, letting me know what he sees. So I see all my team, they all have a high basketball IQ, from the coaches all the way to the players. So it's just free-flowing information. That's what you're seeing.
Okay, so talk about Eli Scott, how you were saying, like, sometimes he's just unstoppable on the court. Like, I asked your previous assistant here right now about Eli Scott, about his development and what you guys see in him, working every day to get better at what he does. What is it exactly about Eli that it's just like, is it his motor? Is it his energy? What is it exactly?
He's an ultimate competitor, and he has very good footwork. He's strong, and he has a soft touch around the basket. So chances are, if he gets a mismatch or he gets a shoulder on you, he's going to be able to get a good shot. So, if you look at our team, the way it was built today, we didn't have any of our really big guys. O was out. You have Jordan's playing in the TBT. So we didn't have our really big guys. So Eli was able to show that he can play outside and inside, and it helped us get a win today.
How is it that you're able to manage LaMelo Ball when he's going through some, foul trouble there, and you're trying to win a game at the same time? How do you manage that situation there?
Well, if you're in foul trouble, you got to sit down because we have players that can play. But you don't manage LaMelo; you let him play. You just let him play the game. And if he's on the court, he's going to do things to help us win. But if he's in foul trouble, we got to sit him down and we got to get other people in there.
Yeah, I seen you even when you sat him down. You're talking to Melo. You're talking to him while you guys are shooting your free throws. You're talking to him. You're in his head. What are those messages that you're passing over to him to possibly improve?
Well, a lot of times it's jokes. A lot of times it's jokes. We talk. It's maybe 60-40, 60% basketball talk, 40%, just jokes and enjoying each other's company. So that's what it's like being on the bench. That's why I think it's important to have that, because that allows you to have open communication, and then, you're comfortable talking to guys, so that when you do need to deliver a message, when you do need to disagree, we're already comfortable talking to each other, no matter who the player is. So that helps us a lot.
Okay, so let me kind of finish off here with one of the questions I also asked your assistant. He kind of laughed about it. He didn't want to give up the full details, but as a head coach here, I don't want to put too much pressure on you. But I see you guys are one of the type of teams who are going to be great enough to make it to the championship game. Are you confident that you guys will get to that stage here in a couple weeks?
Logistics. It's about who's coming and who's going. We have pretty much 90% of our roster plays professional basketball, and a lot of them play overseas. So if guys are here, and we got a good chance. It just depends on what that roster looks like when it comes down the stretch. But yeah, absolutely, we have a chance. So does other teams, but I like our chances, especially if we have all our guys.
That's right. So thank you very much, Coach Gary, for the time again. This is Head Coach Gary from the Shnacks. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, yeah, we in the front row and it's so live. Got the best view, VIP courtside. Hey, it's going down, everybody so hype. High school to the pros, now we in the front row. Hey, thank you for tuning in to the show. Hey, Now we ballin', homie, you already know. Hey, it's going down, everybody so hype. High school.